Okay, guys. So on the 1st of May last year is when they announced the cruise and like how you earn points for that and stuff. And since the first happened and nothing came out, I was like, okay, when are they announcing the cruise? Because the points, you had May, June, and July to earn points to go. And so because they're having the boot camp tomorrow, I think that they're announcing some things. So they might announce the cruise tomorrow. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, but they've done the cruise 2 years in a row. Last year was the second year. So I hope and pray that that they bring this back and that we can get some of you guys on there and not just me. I asked Ryan because last year when you were in the top 750 point earners, not income earners, but point earners, you could get a discounted ticket. And so I did that. I was in the top 750 and I brought Ryan. So I told him this year, I said, if I do that again, I said, do you want to go again? Because you can bring any distributor. So we'll have to see what's going on with his work because he's doing a bunch of stuff right now, so he might not be able to get to go. But if they do it, I might get to take one of you guys if you want to go. Then I'm sure there'll be I just can't like pick one out of all of you. We'll have to do some kind of competition for it. But anyways, to earn points last year, you got a certain amount of points for enrolling a loyal customer. You got a certain amount of points for enrolling a distributor. And you got points for getting somebody their first 4 LCs in 30 days. And then for promoting to Ruby, you got points and your enroller got those points too. So I think I had 2 people go Ruby in that time frame, which is how I ended up in the top 750, and I was enrolling distributors. Now, if you like enrolled an LC and moved it, you didn't get those LC points, and the person you gave the LC to did. But it was okay because if you got them 4 LCs in 30 days, then both you and that person got points. So it was pretty cool. So hopefully they do something like that again this year. That's all we do is enroll LCs and DTs. So that was kind of nice that that's just how their point system works. Okay, so tonight I was going to try to have Allie on. Allie's had a lot of stuff going on lately, and she even had to reschedule her meeting for her team with me this week till next week. So I'm going to try to get Allie on a training next Thursday, just because I'm sure you guys are tired of listening to me. But I want to open this up to questions. Literally, just tonight, like, what are you guys struggling with? I know we just went over, like, our game plan for 2017. Does anybody have any questions about that? Do you think you struggle with anything? I think a lot of people right now are just kind of struggling with what to say to people in conversations. Most of the questions I get from you guys are just how to respond to people. So what questions do you guys have? What do you think you need help with that I can help you with tonight? Anybody? Nobody goes. I'm going down the line and I'm going to ask every single person for a question. Okay, you did this to yourselves. Did this to yourselves. I like being on the end of this. I like being on this side of this. I don't like being on your side of it. Okay. Well, I'm going alphabetical here, and Amber, you are first on the list. And even though you're my double diamond, do you have any questions for me? I'm unmuting you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just unmuted you. Yes.
Okay. I'm not good on the spot.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I think your thing lately has just been DTs. Is there anything specific?
Yeah, distributors are rough for me lately. I don't know. I don't know why, I guess. I don't know if you see my posts and what I'm doing, but is there anything you could suggest that I do that maybe you don't think that I'm doing that I should be?
Let me look. A lot of your guys' stuff I hardly see anymore. Okay, let me see.
I have days, it's funny, I have days where on my life posts, I'm just like on it. Like I have all these good ones and I'm like, man, I shouldn't be posting these all in one day.
Yeah.
And then other days where I'm like, oh, what do I post?
Um, so one thing that I do is I notice your posts are all friends. Like your privacy setting is friends. So nobody can see this unless they're your friend. For me, I make everything public except if it's for my kids.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Allie had said
so
something.
I would at least make your everything public except for like if you're trying to keep your kids private.
Yeah.
To, being able to filter through who sees that. Right now, and I think I've said this to you before, I could be wrong because I haven't read anything in a while, is that a lot of your life posts are about just being a mom, being a stay-at-home mom. Am I right or am I wrong? I feel like most of the ones I read are like that.
Yeah, most of them are because I feel like I don't have a lot of struggles to talk about. And sometimes I feel bad about that because a lot of
Yeah.
people have so many awesome stories and I just don't have
Yeah.
any stories, you know what I mean? So it's like it's hard for me to put posts out there that would relate to a huge audience.
See, and I think maybe that's part of it because I try to not talk about being a stay-at-home mom as much as possible because not everybody wants to be a stay-at-home mom. Like, seriously, some people just like to go and work. And not everybody thinks that's even possible. So every once in a while, I'll talk about being able to stay home. But I try to relate to college students. I'll talk about like college books. I remember college books were ridiculously expensive. My husband's currently in college, so like his books are like out the door expensive. So I like wrote like a college post, and I'm not currently in college, but it's something that I went through and just the struggles of the cost of just doing all that. I don't know. For me, I'm like in the shower, and these are all life post ideas. I'll like in the shower or just sitting here and I'll get like a random idea and I write it down. Like daycare cost. My kids aren't in daycare. They've never been in daycare, but that scares me. Like I don't want to have to put them in daycare. So I'll talk about how, if I decided to go out and get a job right now and not do this business, what I would get paid would pay for daycare in itself and it wouldn't be worth it. And how some people are struggling with that. And if you could do this business on the side, just enough to cover the cost of daycare, how much of a relief would that be for you? And even though your kids aren't in daycare, you would be relating to working moms who have kids in daycare, even though that's not something that you're currently going through, but it's just talking about that subject and like getting people's minds like turning like, well, what if I was making this extra $400-$500 from my phone that covered daycare and it didn't have to come out of my normal paycheck? So I don't know, I try to just sit here and think of like different problems that I try to relate to as many people as possible, I guess. But some of these just come to me.
Because I was in school too, and I know that all that stuff sucks.
Yeah. So like when you talk about college stuff now, and it doesn't even have to talk about the kids, if there are any college students on your timeline, they're going to relate to that. They're not going to, if they don't have any kids and they're in college, they're not going to relate to any of your stay-at-home mom posts, or any of, helping pay for your kids' things or whatever it is. So try and like think of like the different categories of people. Like I wrote a post one time and it was talking about how many people work like full-time overtime, and they're not making enough money, but they don't even have the extra time to go get a second job. Like they need that second job, but they work so much already that they don't even have the time. And I'm like, what if you just did this from your phone and made that extra time? So it's like people who are working full-time who need extra money, they're working their butts off and they're still not making anything, but they could have this extra income. So I literally, this is like a whole stack of life posts. I just scribble it down. I don't know. Some of these just come to me. So I would just try to do that. Try to relate to as many people as you possibly can. And it's not even something that you necessarily have to be going through, but like paint a picture. and talk about a subject. And I was going to make a life post, for example, about, I've never had to sell something to pay a bill. Like I've never been like so broke and tight for money that I had to go sell my computer to pay rent. I know some people have done that. I haven't personally gone through it, and I'm going to make a life post about like, I've been very fortunate to never have to go through something like that. And I talk to people, on a weekly basis who have told me that they've done something like that. Like that shouldn't be something that we should be struggling with or going through. That makes me really sad to think about that. So I was going to make a life post about it. It's not even something I've ever gone through. It's just, what if, what would be my feelings and my thoughts and what I'm thankful for today, and knowing that I'll never have to be in that situation. I don't know. That's my advice.
No, that helps a lot.
Because your pictures, like your profile, like yours is like mine. So, I mean, your pictures are attractive, like, they're bright and they're colorful and they're personal. You don't do any spammy things. So I think it's just trying to relate to a couple more people, because you don't have LC problems at all. You're an LC machine. So
I think as far as distributors too, I think I need to broaden who I follow and become friends with, because like 99% of my followers and friends are moms.
See, and I don't filter through. I literally just find people and follow them. I don't know anything about their backstory or their life or what they do, or if they're even moms. I just follow like crazy tons of people. So I know I'm getting a mix of everything. So I'm trying to relate to them before they delete me. That's what I'm trying to do. Like, trying to make it, like, if I go through and end up like following a bunch of college kids, like, because I'll get on this kick where I just kind of follow their followers and followers and followers. And if I notice that they're a bunch of college kids, I might make a college post. There's something about books. Like after I get them accepted, I'll tell a story about college or something. Or like if I do a life post or follow a bunch of dog moms because I've got dogs, I'll make a post about my dogs. That's a life post or something. So like cater to your audience, but if your audience is just like one lane, I think you're going to be pretty limited there. So if you can like broaden your lanes a little bit and try to pull in everybody and let everybody know that this business isn't just for stay-at-home moms. Right. I think that'll help a lot. Okay. All right. Do you have any other questions?
I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry for putting you on the spot. I hate when people do that to me, and I have like the power to do it right now, and it's kind of fun. Okay.
I thought of a question. Of a question.
Yes, Leslie, go ahead.
I have like 3 PDTs who said they wanted to join, and their ladies had been building relationships for like 3 months with. And they said, when I get my tax refund back, I'm going to sign up. And I've messaged both, it's 2 of them, I'm sorry. I messaged them both twice, and they're kind of just blowing me off. So I don't know, like, I don't want to be begging anybody, like Jade's always saying, but I don't know, like, if I don't know what to do next.
Okay, so here's what I do when people start ignoring me or blowing me off or whatever it is. I figure out why they're being hesitant, and I make a life post about it. I won't call them out. I've used this example before with Jordan. A lot of her issues with joining was she didn't have the money because she had all these bills, and more specifically, like her dog needed this surgery that he just had.
Right.
And I don't know. And I talked about, it's been nice to have the extra money because my dog has seizures. So she's on a daily medicine for the rest of her life. And she has a lot of vet visits and blood work and all these extra expenses that you don't think you're going to have when you get an animal. You don't think about that kind of thing. So it was talking about how it was nice having all this extra income to help cover, these unexpected expenses that, we run into. And so it was tailored to, because that was like kind of the, not excuses, because they were like legit reasons why, but it just made her like, be like, oh, like, I'm going through that right now. I wish I had that extra money. So it kind of makes them push a little harder. So if you can figure out what's making them hesitant, and then just don't call them out. Just
Right.
say, I've talked to a couple people who are going through this, and I don't know, make a live post out of it, I guess. But draw their attention, catch their attention somehow, because they're still hesitant for some reason.
Okay. Well, and I think that's what we talked about too when you and I had that one-on-one a few months ago, because that one is that girl whose son's had medical problems, and I keep touching on Tina's story.
Yeah. Okay.
The other one, I'm not sure what her point is, aside from I think she's just scared.
Yeah. For some people, like, I'll check in with them a couple times, and if there's ever a deal like this going on, I'll be like, hey, like, I'm really not trying to bug you. I just want to let you know that there's this, deal going on. I know we just talked recently. It's going until May 7th. Is this something you think you could swing? And then if not, then move on. Find new potentials and just keep them written down if there's anything that ever pops up, because you don't want to seem desperate. I want people to know, if you tell me no or you don't sign up with me, that's fine. I'm going to go find other people. Like, I'm going to be successful no matter what. So it's a matter of, like, if you want to come with me and be a part of that or not. So maybe they just need to watch. They need to see other people. They need to see you be a little bit more successful. And they'll be like, man, if I would have joined her 3 months ago when she first asked me, I might be, where she is today.
Okay.
So make them regret it a little bit.
Okay.
That's in a nice
Okay.
way, but that's my advice. Like, I'm not sitting here waiting on anybody.
Right.
I'm ready to go. So
Right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Anna, I know you're kind of new, and we talk on the daily. So is there anything specific that you struggle with other than knowing what to say right now just because you're new?
Just how to, like, bring in more people, like, certain posts. Like, I noticed when I post more about, like, the business, I get comments and likes, but, like, other than that, I don't know how to pull in, like, the LCs more.
So a big, huge point for me, and I know you just started, so you don't have any other products besides the wraps, right?
Right.
Okay.
I don't have anything.
So,
well, I have the defining gel that came with it.
Okay. A huge point for me is I use, at this point, I've done this, it's been 19 months now, but I have, like, almost every product. I use almost every product every single day. So I have a personal testimony and personal results. I know you've got your wrap results, which were, like, great. So my biggest sales are the products that I use the most and talk about the most. There are some product posts that are a little bit more salesy than others, but like today, I just talked about Relief, and I said the newest product I've been using lately, and of course it's a favorite as well because of cheerleading, flying, tumbling. My back just isn't the same. I've always had an ache, and I can't stop cracking it to relieve some pain. I hate taking regular medicine for it because I am more aware of what all the ingredients are. I was ecstatic when I learned about our plant-based anti-inflammatory supplement. Relief fights minor joint inflammation and stiffness, boosts your body's own formation of joint cartilage, experience greater joint flexibility and movement, and is a naturally based glucosamine and chondroitin. I don't know how to say that, and I'm a science major. Sulfate formula, highly recommended. Now, like that last part I got from the website, like the description of Relief, that one gave like a decent bit of info about the product. It didn't talk about, I'm looking for 10 people, here's my 40% discount. It was just like, this is the new product I'm using, this is what it's doing, and I like it. That's just talking, that's like I'm referring it,
Mm-hmm.
Which there's this one was just about the essential weight loss bar. I said I'm so excited to finally order It's Essentials weight loss bars. I don't like talking about products I haven't personally used, so I'm stoked to let you guys know what I think. It got 13 likes on Instagram. So those 13 people, I can message them and be like, hey, I saw your interest on my post. Would you like some more information about it? So I think just using the products personally is huge when it comes to loyal customers. And in the beginning for me, all of my sales came from cold messaging I had a decent amount of people before I started this business in terms of how many friends and followers I had, from high school, college, and the Marine Corps. I had like a decent amount of people. So when I started cold messaging and adding at the same time, I had like a plethora of people to still message. So was your market smaller? Because you said you had messaged everybody, right?
Yeah, I've been adding a lot more people on Instagram and Facebook, and sometimes I get like, "Who are you?" or this and that, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say here.
So Jade's advice when that happens, when they're like, "Hey, do I know you?" She just doesn't answer them. And so to me, like, that's fine. I get it. She doesn't want to spend the time. But to me, that's like a 90%. They're not going to accept you if you just never answer them. But for me, when they say, "Hey, do I know you?" I'll be like, "Hey, no, I don't think so. You popped up on my suggested friends list. So I added you." They don't know if they were on my suggested friends list or not. And that might give me like a 50-50 chance versus like the 90% chance of it being no, because I never answered them. So like, that's just a regular reason. Hey, you popped up on my suggested friends, so I added you.
I've actually had
don't accept them.
conversations with two different people. One of them was asking me if I was friends with somebody on their friends list, and like, yeah, I went to school with one of them, so I said that, and she's like, I wasn't trying to be rude or anything like that. And then this other girl, she was actually talking to me, and we were talking about life, I guess you can say, and she asked me because I had taken a CNA course a while back, and she's seen that it was on my About and on Facebook, and we were talking about that. So some of them I can actually relate with.
Yeah, and that's gonna, if there anybody that sends you a message like, "Hey, do I know you?" And I know one time, she's actually a potential distributor now. She was supposed to join the first, but now she's kind of iffy. But I added her, and she's from my area, and she said, "Hey, do I know you?" And I said, "No, I don't think so." I said, "Did you get a friend request from me?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I said, "My son just had my phone, and he was over there pushing buttons, so I'm assuming he sent you a friend request." I was like, he's 3, or he was 2 at the time. I was like, he's just too smart for his own good. And she was telling me about her kids. She like laughed about it. And she's like, "Oh, well, I got this many kids." And I was just like BSing with her, like just asking her, like being a little bit personal. She accepted it. And she reached out to me 3 weeks ago, and I added her about a year ago. And she just reached out to me 3 weeks ago about, "Hey, what do you do from home? Like, you don't mind me asking?" And I'm like, she was going to sign up the first, and then now she was a little iffy about it because they don't have the money to really spend, and she's just trying to convince her husband to let her spend it. And I said, "I am close to you. Like, if you want to meet up and like get coffee or take our kids to the park or something, like we can talk in person. You can bring your husband, whatever it is. Like, I'll answer your questions and we can meet up if that'll make you more comfortable." So if there's anybody that ever messages me right away, I just try to BS conversations with them, let them know I'm a real person. I don't talk about the business. I don't say, "Hey, I'm trying to expand my network for my business." Like, you don't want to say that. So yeah, so that's just what I would do. Just say, "Hey, you popped up on my suggested friends list, so I added you." And if they don't like it, then they don't have to accept it.
Okay.
So since you kind of like messaged who you have, I think your just focus is going to be on keep posting and start at like just build a huge network, get a lot of people on there. And if you're posting every day, which you are, you've been really good about that. So I'm really proud of you. Just keep going, because new people that you add today didn't see your post a week ago. You have to post today for them to see it today. So just adding and posting is going to be huge for you right now.
I actually have alarms on my phone to remind me, and every night, like, I stay up till 3 a.m. just to make sure that I have all the posts ready for the next day so that I have all that.
That's awesome. I'm usually up that late. Lately, I've been crashing at like 1, and it makes me angry when I fall asleep that early. Because I wish I never had to sleep again. I waste so much time sleeping. I wish I could run on 0 hours of sleep, but I can't. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let me go ahead and move on to Cassie. Hey, how's he doing?
He's good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I didn't know if you unmuted me. He's good. He's just chilling.
Oh. Okay, so I know you're just kind of getting into the groove of things. So, what do you think your biggest issue is right now?
I
that
feel
can
like,
help with?
other than like just lack of posting that I've struggled with lately, I feel like when it comes to adding people, I never really know where to go because I started on like the suggested friends list, which is terrible because I realized like you and I have like 900 million mutual friends. So
Yeah.
I can't go off of that because you and I, like, it's insane.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't know where the best place to go to necessarily add new people is. I'm sorry if you mentioned it earlier because it was kind of crazy in here.
Yeah,
But I feel like that's where I struggle the most. That and just like messaging in general. I think I get a really, of all people, I shouldn't get shy about it, but for some reason I do.
Yeah.
So I feel like those are the two things I struggle with the most, especially adding people. I feel like I'm not adding quality, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So Instagram's really easy to follow a lot of people and quality people the way that I do it. And I have a video about it. Have you seen the video?
I don't think I have.
I need to send it to you because I did a following for Facebook and Instagram. But on Facebook, I don't follow people I have more than 10 mutual friends with anymore. Facebook is slower when it comes to adding. And if you have less than 10 mutual friends, if you add too many, like 5 or 10, it'll be like, hey, slow down. Like, do you really know these people? But if you have like 10 plus mutual friends, it lets you add as many people as you want for the most part. So what I do now is, you know, when like ads pop up, like you'll see like an added like post on your page about like maybe Disney World or something, like it's an ad for Disney World, and there's like thousands of comments and shares and likes. If you click on the comment section and go through and find somebody who's like not being rude, click on their profile, see if they look like a normal person, and if they do and they don't look like their distributor, add them, and then go to their friends and go through their friends and add anybody of their friends who doesn't look like a creeper and they're like normal, because you're going to be, you want to reach out to people that you don't know and that don't know people on your team. So this is just like a random like ad. That's, let me see if I can share my screen real quick.
That's so smart though, because Facebook's advertisements all have to do with like what you're interested in.
Yeah. So, okay. So let me see. FedEx. I don't know why FedEx is popping up here. So let me click on this. No, click on the comment. No, okay. I don't know what that one's doing. That one's being weird. I don't know. The Secret. There's 17 comments on this, which normally there's like thousands of comments, and there's probably not going to be anybody serious on here. I'm not going to click on. Let me find a different one. Goodness gracious.
It's got to be complicated when you actually use it.
Like this is an ad about those like wedding rings that are. This girl, her name, she looks normal. Look at that, Ashley Wistrand. She commented on it. She's a stay-at-home mom. Okay. Oh, she's into fitness. I don't know if she's really going to be interested or not, but I don't see anything about being a distributor. I'm currently on a fitness journey and running and working out, and maybe she's looking for something. So, okay. I don't have any mutual friends with her. She looks like I can't add her. Son of a gun. See? It said she can't be added. Sucky. Maybe she gets selected a lot. I don't know. This is what I do, though. I'll go through the comments and, like, find somebody who, like, looks normal. And then, like, some of their friends are displayed here. Like, I don't know if she would be good, but she looks cool. Maybe. Yeah, I can't really see anything crazy. So, I can add her. Friend request sent. Boom. And then I can't see her friends. But, I don't know. She had like 6 likes on this. So let's see what friends. This is what I do. Like, it takes a longer time on Facebook. I don't have any mutual friends with her. She looks artsy and cool. Okay, well, I'll add her. And then I can see her 850 friends. And just go through here and pick out people who she looks cool. I don't know, somebody that I think I would want on my team, and make sure that they're not, can't add her, distributors or anything, you know? So this is what I do. Does this make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense. For me, I guess I've never really brainstormed a way to get past my, like, people that I know.
Yeah. This is what I do. I'll just click on comments of, like, random ads that pop up. Like, I don't know, this food one. I like food. I'm sure there's somebody cool in here that would agree with me. So yeah, so that's literally what I do. I'll stop sharing now. So cool. That's what I do for Facebook. That's what I do. I don't know. And then getting over messaging, I think it's like getting out of your way, getting out of your own way type of deal. I know it's scary because literally, here's your option. If you don't message them, the answer is no. It's no, because you're not asking. If you do message them, it's a 50-50. It's a no or a yes. So you're giving yourself a chance by asking. The worst they're going to say is no, and you're already getting a no by not asking them.
Right.
So as long as it's not like super spammy, somebody asked me on Instagram, what do I do on Instagram? Let me show you adding on Instagram. I have a video, Amber, I can send you, but I don't search hashtags usually. Like, I'll find one of my followers on here and I'll click on them, and she doesn't have like a crazy amount of followers. She's only got like 471. So she's like a normal person. You know, normal people, I feel like they have like under 1,000 or no more than like 1,500. I like her profile and stuff, and she's active, and she just posted. So this is one of my followers. I go to her most recent picture. Well, it was 33 minutes ago and only has 2 likes. So let me do it. So 13 hours ago, she's got 16 likes on this picture. I just go to her likes because these are people that liked this picture within the last 13 hours. They're active on Instagram. And then I just go through this list, and if it's a picture of a female or their name, I request them. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I just did 12 people in like 2 seconds. And then I might do her second picture because not everybody sees every picture. So it's going to give me just a few different names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I just did 9 more people. So that's like, I just added 20 people on Instagram, or requested them at least. And then what I'll do is, out of those 16 people in that first picture I added, if anybody's public, I'm automatically following them. I can go to their page and make sure they're not a distributor, and I can already go through their friends list. She's in North Carolina, actually, and click on her likes. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So like just added another 20 more. You guys, it's like super easy to add like 30 or 300 people in like 2 minutes on Instagram. And I just keep it in like a loop. So this girl, I'll find somebody who's public out of here and go to their page and their most recent picture. And then it's just like, I just see how many people I can get through in like one string of like, I follow friends of friends of friends of friends of friends. Does that make sense for everybody who's on? Like, nod your head. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Cassie, did I answer your question? Like,
Yep.
like, is that good? Okay.
Yeah.
Jenny. Jenny's dark. Can you hear me, Jenny? No. Yes. No. Okay, I'm going to move on. All right. Katie, can you hear me? Oh. Katie? Dang. Can you guys hear me? Yeah? Okay. You guys are being silent treatment here. Kayla?
Yes.
Okay. What questions do you have? What do you think you struggle with? What can I help you with?
So I did have a question about Instagram. So everybody talks about Facebook having like an algorithm.
Uh-huh.
I've noticed kind of like on Instagram, the same people, like when I click on my likes to be like, oh, I'll message them because they like my life post or they liked a product post. And it's
Uh-huh.
like the same people that I've already messaged.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a lot of cold messaging, but I'm just wondering, like, am I doing something as far as not getting my posts seen?
Are you interacting with people before you're messaging them? Like, are you like liking and commenting their pictures before?
Yeah.
So Instagram pretty much has the same algorithm as Facebook. I noticed that the people I interact with the most and like and comment on,
Right.
or message with, I'll start seeing their posts out of nowhere. Like, I don't know if it's because I noticed their name and now it's like, you know, like when you're looking at cars, I'm looking at Odysseys right now and all I see are Odysseys now. Like, I've never seen an Odyssey before, but now that that's what I'm looking at, I see them everywhere. But I'm pretty sure because Facebook owns Instagram that it's about the same. I have some of those people who literally like every single picture of mine. Every single picture, every single day, I message them. I'll like and comment on their stuff, and they don't respond. Ever. Some of them don't even read the messages, so I'm like, do you not even know Instagram messaging exists? Or are you like purposefully not opening my message? And it's frustrating, but I actually leave those people there because they're bumping my post up.
Right.
So I just know to ignore them, and if they're going to be interested, fine. If I get tired of them, I can always just delete them. So
I just wonder if they're like creating more interaction so I have more people to message from like my life posts and stuff. What do I need to do differently?
I think a lot of what I'm going to be doing right now is cold messaging on Instagram as well. Because I talked about that new cold message I'm going to send for distributors, and I've never really cold messaged before for distributors. So I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to like and comment on their pictures and send them a message and just try to keep up. If they respond that they're interested, they go on my list. If they never respond or they say no, you know, they're not on the list to check up with. If you go to somebody's page who's a potential and you want to remember to like check in with them, there's this like new feature where it's in the corner here and you like bookmark it, and then when you go to your page, there's this like little bookmark here in the corner, and it'll save their pictures. Like, so some of these like ladies are people I think would be great at this business, so it puts all my potentials here, and all I have to do is like click on this page or this picture and click on her name and be like, okay, I want to message this girl. So that's kind of how I'm keeping up with people who I might not have even have talked to them yet, but these are people that I think might be good at this business and where I want to start with my cold messaging. So I'll do that, especially when I'm accepting friend requests on Instagram and I'm checking out their page. Like if they've accepted mine first, I'll be like, okay, does this look like somebody I would want to message later? I'll just click on like find a selfie of them and bookmark it, and then know to come back to them later.
Okay.
So you could do that, and then that can keep you. It's like an easy way to make sure you're interacting with potentials, and then you can go into their friends list and add a couple of their friends. And and what Amber said, interactive posts. I think it's harder for interactive posts on Instagram because all you see is a picture and not many people read the caption. So unless you post like a picture with wording on it that says, okay, you guys, Honda Pilot or the Honda Odyssey ? Which, and then people will read that because they'll see that picture and then they'll comment. On Facebook's really easy to just do it without a picture and get a lot of interaction. So like when I was talking about car shopping, everybody was like, no, don't do a minivan, or yes, do a minivan. And now I'm seeing all their posts pop up on my feed because they just commented on mine. So I think Instagram's a little bit harder in terms of keeping up with the algorithm. Honestly, I don't know if there's much more I could tell you to help you with that other than keeping track of your potentials, or if you see anybody that you think you would want to message later, bookmark their picture and then just interact with them here and there before messaging them.
Okay.
That's what I would do. Oh, okay. Oh, Katie messaged me in here. Hold on. Katie, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, yes, I can hear you now. Okay. All right. So you just started. So what is it that you think you're struggling with right now?
I think it was mostly adding people. Like most people, like I'm adding people on Facebook every day. I'll spend all day kind of on and off Facebook trying to add.
Yeah.
Instagram, it's a little easier. You just kind
Mhm.
of go and then messaging. But I've been watching your videos. Well, videos about messaging.
Yeah.
And I've been learning a lot, like how to start a conversation and keep it simple. Because I've kind of would make it complicated and be like, oh, so this is this and this is how it works, and so.
Yeah.
Like,
I used to word vomit on people really bad. Like
Yeah.
really bad. It was awful.
That's my problem.
When I was sending cold messages in the beginning, I'm going to have to find one and screenshot it and like post it in a team page for you guys to see. I'm not exaggerating when I say it was like this long. It was like, here are the products. I'm looking for customers. Does anything look good here? You'll get my discount. If not, are you looking for money from home? Here's what you do. Here's how much it costs. Let me know what you think. That's what it would say. And it was like, back off. Like, it was just awful. It was like super spam. But like, I don't know how I signed some people. I mean, I was signing people sometimes with that message. And I'm like, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy for signing up with me when I first started, because it was just bad. But you just learn from your mistakes and you'll get into a groove of it. And I know for you just created an Instagram, and I think your Facebook only had 100 people. So right now you can't expect to have a lot of interaction. You just can't. It's keeping up with posting right now, I think, is going to help you with getting into the groove of things and making a habit of it, because right now posting for me is second nature. It takes zero effort for me to make 10 posts a day now. And that's because I've forced myself to do it for so long. So I think right now it's just going to be really good practice for you and showing the people that, and you're really good about your product posts. You are using the wraps. You ordered some product to come in for yourself that you're going to be a product of the product. That's really going to help once that comes in and you start using it and letting people know like your personal results and your testimonies. That's really huge for loyal customers. But I think just interaction wise, you just have to have a bigger market right now. I think when I started Facebook, it was, I probably had about 800 people on Facebook and probably like 600 people on Instagram before I started. So I kind of had some people sitting there. Cassie, you have it? Are you sure? I'm going to have to see if it's like the same message. Guys, it was just so bad. Yeah, so I think for you is just, were you able to follow through with my adding on Facebook, what I just did?
Yes.
Were you able to see it? Okay, so sometimes I do that. I don't think we're going to have any mutual friends because you're in California, right?
Yeah.
I was only in San Diego for a little bit. Not enough. It was just all military people. Okay, Cassie, you don't have the message. That was awful. It must have been like my second month when I thought it was cool, but I messaged you like 2 weeks after I started. I'm gonna have to find one. Yeah, so I think that's it. Did I answer everything?
Yes.
Okay. Any more questions right now? No? Okay. Laura?
Hey,
Hey, girl.
mine is yesterday and today is, well, the word vomit and being too pushy. I mean, I've been better at that and whatnot, and I just feel like I had a person come to me about wanting the products, and you know, I was giving her information and everything, and then I asked her when did she want to sign up, and she just kind of blew me off and whatnot. So
I think,
And I've
what's-
not been using the scripts or whatever. I've just been kind of making it my own. But I don't know if should I go back to the scripts or whatnot, or I don't know.
I mean, you know, the more simple you keep it, the better. I think you don't want to seem desperate. You don't want to seem pushy. I think after a lot of practice and time, one of my biggest strengths is conversation. I think I know exactly what I need to say to get you to order to sign up. Not to trick you, but I think I know what you need me to say.
Yeah.
So that comes with practice and time and making mistakes and word vomiting on people and knowing what not to do. Right now, and I know this sounds like really crazy, and I don't go away. Stop it. He's like making me look like crazy. He's so dumb. I asked him if he asked me if I wanted to do his homework tonight, and I said, do you want to run my meeting? And he said, yeah. And I was like, okay, what would you say to everybody? And he goes, just be you. Just do you. And it would be really
Okay,
short and sweet.
yeah.
And I'm like, no, go away. So the way that my conversations go with loyal customers now is I figure out, even if they think they're interested in the wrap, I'll be like, okay, I know this is what you're interested in. Can you tell me a little about your health and wellness goals and what your, daily life is like, exercise, food wise. I just want to make sure they're getting the right products first.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for them. I let them know, okay, this is what you're going to need. If they don't have the money now, I'll be like, okay, when will you? And I'll write you down on my schedule and save your spot. When they finally order, this is just like kind of a side note. This might not answer your question at all, but like, they'll be like, I just ordered. I'm so excited. I'll be like, girl, I am so excited for you. Please let me know when it comes in. And I'll get you some instructions and make sure you're doing, like, I don't thank them for ordering. That sounds really awful, but they thank me. They're like, thank you so much for your help, and I'm so excited to get these products in. I'm like, girl, you are welcome. Like I'm not thanking them for ordering, making it seem like I need them. I'm making them feel like they need me.
Okay.
So you'll just have to play around with the conversation a little bit and just don't answer anything that they haven't asked yet, and be patient. I use a lot of smiley faces and exclamation points because I'll start a conversation with somebody and they'll be using periods. When you use periods, I feel like you're like mean. I don't know, like they're like, yeah, period. And I'm like, what are you, like angry right now or something? Like, yeah, with a period. Was the period necessary? So I'll be like super giddy and excited. Sometimes I use my voice. Like if it's on Messenger, I'll use voice messaging. And they'll
I'm
start
not done.
to.
Oh, go ahead.
They'll start to use exclamation points and send them back to me. They get excited as I'm like pushing my excitement and my energy onto them. They start like coming around. They're like, okay, sure. And then they start using it. They get rid of that period and they start giving me exclamation.
I think I need to do voice message too. That's what I've been really scared about. I know this sounds super crazy, but I hate the way I sound.
Girl.
So I just
I sound like a dude. When I like listen to my recordings, I'm like, I sound super nasally. I sound super like congested 24/7. I have like a really like narrowed nose, so I'm congested all the time. And I just sound like a dude. So like get over that, because they're going to hear the excitement in your voice. And if you feel like you're going to mess up what you're saying while you're recording, write something down.
Okay.
And then read it. So like I've had somebody ask me, okay, what is it that you do? And I will, I'll pull up my script so what I do is, and I just read that. Like, so
Okay.
I don't have to fumble, because I know what I have written there works really well, and I just don't want to mess it up or say too much.
Okay.
So before you send one, write something out. You don't have to go write word for word, but until you get more comfortable with it, people are going to hear the excitement in your voice. They're going to know that you're sincere, know that you're there to help them. If they order not, like I said, it's the same with the distributor.
Yeah.
You want to order, I got plenty of other people ordering. So if you want my help, I'll help you. If not, then, just come to me when you need it, because I'm going to be helping other people. So not to be mean, but I'm not going to come off needy either.
Yeah.
So does that help?
Yeah, it does.
Hold on, I'm reading Katie's. Yeah, periods. They just scare me. When you use periods, I think you guys are like just super angry at the world or something. I hate periods. Leah.
What?
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Tell me what it is that you think I could help you with or give you advice
Oh
about.
my gosh. I think you covered a lot of it. I've been, I think, trying to keep up with my life posts. I'm having, just getting, I was actually able to get 2 out today, so I'm like super proud, but like day-to-day life posts. I'm like,
Yeah, when I first started, I was like nervous. Like after my first week, I was like, I feel like I've written everything. Like, am I just supposed to kind of repeat? And I know Jade said recently, like, it's okay to be repetitive because people want to see that, but I don't like talking about the same thing every time. So here's what I do. I try to do 2 life posts a day. My first life post, I try to make it short and sweet and simple. Maybe a customer signed up and I overlaid that. Like maybe I'm shopping and I signed up a little customer. I'd be like, hey, I was shopping, like multitasking, was able to work my business and still help somebody get started with the product. Super short, sweet, and simple. I usually do that around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Or maybe somebody joined my team and I'll announce them in that block. So I'll do like a simple life post, just something convenient. And then like I haven't done it yet. I'm behind on my posts today. I've got 2 more posts to do, but 9:30 p.m. is when I do like my story time life post is what I call it. And that's where I use like these ideas that I've just like sat here and written down. And I'll write something up because most people are probably in bed on their phone and they're willing to read something a little bit longer at 9:30 at night versus like on their lunch break or when they're getting ready in the morning. So for me, I'll do a life post at nighttime. Sometimes tagging other people, like if I tag my husband, that'll bring it up more. Making it public is what I do. But so you just think that like coming up with life posts is a struggle?
Yeah, just kind of bringing it out. Like for me, when I do my life posts, like the other day before I got my new phone, which I did use as a life post getting my new phone. We were at the park and I took a picture of all the kids playing and I'm like, oh, this is like the perfect life post right here. It's like I can't just reach up in the air and pull one out. So it's like, it makes it really hard for me to just pull a life post out for that day.
Yeah.
And then so we're on our way home and I'm like typing up the life post, because it's becoming really hot. My phone dies on me. My old phone dies on me and I lose it. I'm like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm getting a little better at them, but sometimes I'm like, am I too wordy? Am I not wordy enough? Am I, and then, I had a few people that were interested in being distributors and I'm like, so we talked about it and then I get nothing. So I wait like maybe a week. So I'm not pushy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, how are you doing? How's life? Just not even. And I still get nothing back from them.
So
Nothing.
what I do with people who like stop answering me is I'll just blow up their newsfeed, their notifications with me liking and commenting on their stuff. Like I'm not going through and like liking 20 things, but like I'll make sure for the next couple weeks, you're going to see my name popping up in your notification. Like I am watching you, like my name is going to be in the back of your mind. And I'll try to like, maybe they'll post a picture of their kid in like a cute little dress. And I'll be like, oh my God, girl, where did you get that dress? It's adorable.
Yeah.
She's going to answer me. She will comment and tell me where she got that dress. I will start a conversation somewhere. And it doesn't have to be messaging right away. Let them know that you're not just in this for the business. You're just not like checking up on them to sign up. Start interacting on their stuff. For life posts, if you feel like you're having issues writing them, for a while, I was writing my life post the night before. Before I go to bed, I would sit here and think about, okay, which one am I going to do? And then I'm going to write it up, and then I'm just going to have it saved, and it's going to be ready to go for tomorrow, and I don't have to stress about it. What we're doing in the push page with Jade, and she's giving us all of these ideas. Okay, talk about a time when this happened. These are like really good idea jogging your memory type of deal. So just get a piece of paper and like just if it comes to me in the shower and like when I'm sitting here is usually when my ideas come. I do a lot of thinking in the shower if it's like peace and quiet. Don't overthink it, but you're gonna get to a point where like I could take a picture of this cup and make a life post about it somehow, some way. It might take me all tonight and I won't be able to post it tonight, but I could post it tomorrow. If I got some time, I could relate it somehow. So like what I said with Amber, just try to start relating to like a bunch of people. You don't always have to talk about what's going on in your life and what, because I don't feel like I have a story either. I've never been late on a payment. The reason I joined this business is because I was staying home with our 2 kids and we got down to $100 to last us for the week. We still had $5,000 in savings, but we didn't want to touch that. We were trying to just live out of our checking account. What I was doing wasn't making enough with babysitting and the photography. And I kind of put all that on hold because of how stressed I was with 2 under 2. And so I did this business. I was able to run my auto shipment my first month. Like I wasn't poor. I didn't have to wait to get the money. Like I saw the opportunity. I said, okay, let's get started. I signed up and I started working. But now, like, I'm able to afford other things. I'm able to keep staying home with my kids. We got a bigger house. We're getting ready to get a new vehicle. None of these things would be possible without the income I'm making today now. But I don't always talk about what's going on with me. And I just try to figure out what's going on in other people's lives. And, like, if I have potentials that tell me this is their issue and why they can't join or why they're considering joining, I'll make a general life post about it and say, I talk to people on a daily who go through this and make a life post about it and just know that they'll be like, oh, well, she's talking to me and there's somebody else she's talking to that's going through this, and just trying to relate and catching people's eyes. So like I said, if you feel like you got people who aren't answering you, try to figure out what it is that's holding them back if you can, and just blow up their notifications for a month and see if you can get any kind of conversations here or there getting started. I know for me, just side note, I've recently let people know I'm obsessed with pineapples. I've got everybody and their mom right now sending me and tagging me in pictures of pineapples, people I've never talked to, people who were potentials that quit talking to me a year ago, sending me a picture of a pineapple they saw at TJ Maxx. So because I'm just continuing on with my life and like they know I'm obsessed with pineapples, they're like thinking of me and I'm not even talking to them. You're like, this made me think of you. It's like, I am in your head and I'm not going to leave until you sign up. I'm going to stay there. So just be you. Try to relate to as many people as possible. If you feel like writing your life post is what you struggle with, try to come up with it the night before and see if that helps you like get a more quality life post than
I know yesterday I was actually able to get 2 ready for today. So I'm like, yes, that's why I was able, So I'm like, okay, now I gotta think about how I'm gonna get 2 more for tomorrow, and it's like, and then going live too is another big, it's like I'm so close to touching that go live button, and then I freeze. I actually had kind of a nightmare the other day or last night about going live. I went live and the wording went like, my talk was perfect, but the only problem was nobody could see me. When they couldn't see me very well, like I was in a really dark room or something. And then Navi, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She starts blowing my phone up, kind of scold me because my live post or my live video was like a total disaster.
Oh my God. No, listen.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually having nightmares of live posts.
People
videos.
People don't want it to go perfect. I'm going to tell you one live that I did, I got the shake. And I was going to make it, and it was the second day I had the shake. The first day I wanted to make it to see how I liked it, what I was going to mix with it and stuff. And then my blender worked fine. I hadn't used my blender in like 3 years, but it's like a Ninja blender, and it worked perfectly the first day I used it. And the next day I went to do it. I was like, I plugged it in. I was talking to everybody. I poured everything in. I put the lid on and I turned it on and it was blinking at me and I hit go and nothing happened. I was like, did my blender just break right now, you guys? Everybody on my live feed was laughing. They're like, is it plugged in? Like, what's going on? I was like, you guys, my blender is broken. It's plugged in. I pushed the on button. I didn't know what was going on. And then if you looked at the lid, there's an arrow that has to match up with what's on the blender.
Yeah.
So it wasn't lined up. I didn't know. I took it off. I had forgotten about it because I was nervous and talking to everybody and I didn't pay attention to it. And then I took it off and I went to put it back on. And that's when I realized I didn't have my arrows lined up and I got it on. I was like, never mind, you guys, like blonde moment. Here we go. I got it. So you're going to mess up. Things are going to go wrong. Laugh about it. Let people know you're normal. You don't know the answers to everything. Because I know a couple of people asked me some things. I'm like, I'm not quite sure what the answer is, but I'll message you after I find out for you. People want to know that. They want to know that you don't know everything and that's okay and that you will find out for them. So just do it and don't even let it be about the business. Have you done a live and it's not even like business related?
I have not done any lives in my whole life. Total stage camera fright. They're like, well, pretend you're talking to yourself in the mirror. I don't talk to myself in the mirror. I don't talk to myself at all. It's like I stand in the mirror and I look and I brush my hair and I do whatever I need to do and that's it. I don't, so it's like that's awkward for me pretending I'm talking to myself in the mirror. Where I know I'm reaching out to a bunch of people, then it's like stage fright, and then there's a camera in front of me, so then it's another part of, so it's like I'm definitely I feel like I'm getting more braver, being able to talk to live people when I'm out and about, like going shopping or something, just start up a random conversation before we end. If it feels like the right time or the right person, I'll say, hey, by the way, have you ever heard of It Works? And if it also varies on what the conversation is, and then that's where I bring it in, and people end up becoming intrigued, like, oh no, I haven't, what is that about? And so there's where I'm kind of, and I give out one of the Blitz cards with my phone number on it saying, hey, call me, and then and usually they're people I know, so then I can I know I'm going to run into them again, so I can be like, so
I gave a Blitz card to somebody in Hobby Lobby and she never messaged me. And it's like, girl, I know where you work. I will come back and I'm going to ask you why you never messaged me. And I'm going to hand you another Blitz card and be like, did you lose my number? Here it is. Give me your phone. Like, add me on Facebook.
Exactly.
So make your first live nothing to do with the business or the products.
Yeah.
Just
Go
to the park with your kids and be like, hey, it's a beautiful day. We're at the park today. What's everybody doing today? And it could be a Wednesday people might be at work. Do you stay home or do you work?
I stay home. That's one of the reasons why I start up is I don't have a full-time babysitter, and my husband just recently started a job, full-time, making, $12 an hour. Now it's just his income. We're underneath my mom and grandma's roof. So we don't really have, if it wasn't for my mom and grandma, we would be homeless,
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, we need extra money to help get us out of this rut and keep us, because we were always withdrawing in the bank and getting negative.
Yeah.
So, now we're finally starting to get on top of things. I'm a surrogate, so I'm carrying a baby for somebody else, which helped me get started in the business and helped give us that set up as well. So
that's amazing.
But I'm like, now is the time to start the business, while we can, and get it up and going while we have the ability to, and not know any extra bills to really worry about,
Yeah. A lot of it too is like, you kind of just have to build some credibility and staying consistent, and people need to watch you. Some people need to watch you longer than others. And all that comes with just consistency and knowing that everybody knows on my Facebook, anybody that I'm friends with knows that this isn't a hobby for me. I 1000% believe in the products in this business, and this business is changing our lives, and nobody's negative to me about it. Everybody believes me. They see how passionate I am, and I think that comes off in conversations and in my posts. So I think, with your life posts, you can open up about past struggles, and if you're comfortable with talking about current struggles, do that, because people are going to relate to you. I could be talking to somebody as a potential, and then maybe because you have to assume everybody's got more than one distributor on their friends list. So what's going to make you stand out to them? How are you relating to them? And I could have Allie pop up, and Allie is just a stay-at-home dog mom with pit bulls who maybe she just filed for bankruptcy, and this business helped get her out of that. And that's what my girl just went through, was she just filed for bankruptcy, and she's a stay-at-home dog mom or something. She might just jump to Allie after I've done all that work, because she was able to relate to her more. So I always just try to figure out why my people want to join. I'll write life posts about it and just try to relate to as many people as possible. And some days I write shit life posts. Some of them are crap. Some of them, they are. And then there are some where I'm like, I spent a good bit of time on this. This one's really good. So if you feel like quality and just coming up with things on the spot is hard, plan them the day before. And just use the 90-day push page, those life post ideas. Maybe you don't want to write one of those now. But write it down for later. Write that topic down for later and be like, okay, I'm going to write this in a couple days because I've already done my life post for today. Or something like that.
Okay.
Does that help?
It does. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, definitely.
Katie had a question. Gabby, did I skip you? I skipped Gabby. Leslie, Nevi, we've kind of already talked about what you've been going through lately, because you just moved. I'm just unmuting you, Nevi. Oh.
Right now.
You're super breaking out. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
You're breaking
My
out
internet is
hardcore. Yeah. It's okay. If you can, do you have any questions for me? Okay. Yeah, you're good. No, don't worry about it. All right. Now, I tell Gabby this all the time. I cannot pronounce your name. Is it Sarai? Sari? Unmute yourself. Hold on. I need you to say your name for me.
I know what ranch was, so I try to the buttermilk.
Hold on a second. I can't hear. Gabby.
So I was like, I don't know how to eat fries and ranch toast or chopping.
Gabby.
Yes.
What's her name? Say it again.
Sarai.
Sarai. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. I'm muted. Okay. Can you hear me, girl? I don't think she's listening. Sarai. Did I say that right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Ah, did I say your name right?
Yeah, or Sarai.
Sarai.
Is easier for everyone.
Sarai?
Yeah.
Can I say that? That's I'm right. I tell Gabby all the time, if I'm trying to talk to her about you, and I'm like, girl, I don't know her name. I'm just gonna pronounce it how I think it's pronounced.
Yeah, Sarai or Sarai, it's fine.
Okay. So what questions do you have for me? What do you think you're struggling with right now?
Right now, I got back on it, and I have a lot of potentials right now because I've been doing the messaging every day. I kind of made a list for myself, going down my followers list, and at least messaging someone. 30 people a day, which has been working for me because I have people that are like, oh, maybe 2 weeks, and then I have some people that I personally know. And they're like, hey, can I meet up with you so you can tell me a little bit more about this product because I'm very interested in it. And so, because I did fall off a little bit because of school and, midterms and finals. But now I've been back on track with posting every day and just kind of I do struggle a little bit with live posts, but like you said, just trying to make it about kind of any situation that can relate to us.
And
Yeah,
Sorry.
you have, no, you're fine. You have to just know your audience. You kind of have to know, okay, like if you don't have any obviously I'm sure you have college people on your thing, but if you feel like you don't have any college people on your, who's following you, like it would kind of be stupid to make a live post about college if that's not your audience, so you kind of have to know who you have. I try to have a mix of literally everything. So anything I write is going to relate to somebody. So you've been having like really good results since you've jumped back in, right? Like you've been doing really good with everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I actually started on Sunday, so now I have like a list of 10 potentials, so that's pretty big for me.
girl, I want you to remember this feeling. Remember how, like, what you're doing right now and all this work that you're doing and all these results that you are getting. Remember this feeling and how good it feels, and know that if you keep up that momentum, things are going to go crazy. Because I know for me, like if I don't work enough or if I don't send out messages for the day, like I feel like crap. I'll get down about the business and making myself do things. It's like when I message people, I get results. So why do I go through this like stage where I don't message anybody and then complain about it, like not having any new potentials, So
Right.
remember this feeling that it's only been a week and you said you've got these crazy good results going on right now. So keep it up. Like if your schedule is going to change, we all go through different things. You might have to sacrifice a little bit of sleep or time here and there. Just power hours are awesome. So do you think you're doing better with time management now that you're not with doing finals and stuff?
Yeah, well, actually, I have my final coming up next week, but I managed to like get myself together. I'm like, okay, I gotta write down who I've messaged, who I didn't, because I got to some point where I confused myself, like, oh my God, where do I start? Because I have people who I send requests like every day now.
Yeah,
and that's something that I wasn't doing before. And well, now I keep track of it, and I feel a little better about it. And I keep in mind what you said last time, like, be positive, and positive things are going to come to you. Because I remember you were talking about the money and stuff.
Yeah.
And with all those potentials coming in, I had that girl tell me she wanted to meet up with me. And then right now I'm talking to someone who probably wants to join the business because she's in need of money because she just got out of school for the summer because she was doing college too. She's like, none of the jobs are getting back to me. She's like, what do I do to join your business? And so right now I'm talking to her about that.
That's really exciting. You literally just have to reset your mind, block out all negativity, tell the universe and God or whoever you believe in what it is that you want. Tell them what you want, and then just start working, and that stuff will come to you. Like, I know it sounds cheesy and it sounds crazy, but it doesn't hurt to try it. And I promise when you try it, like, you're going to surprise yourself. You're going to be like, holy crap, this works.
Yeah, and I've been, yeah, whenever you said that, I was like, man, maybe that's something I need to do. And ever since then, it's been working. So, yeah, thank you for that.
You're welcome. For college, do you actually go on a campus or is it all online?
No, I go to campus. I go twice a week.
Girl.
Yeah.
I wish I would have started this business in college because I didn't have any kids. I was married, but my husband lived in California. And you just need to be wearing It Works gear everywhere. Get you a t-shirt. Wear It Works gear to class. Take greens, like have products on hand at you and just like set them on the table while you're in class and just like drink your greens or just literally be a walking advertisement. And I wish that's what I would have in college because I walked by so many people, and now I stay home and I don't ever leave the house. So like a lot of my work is just social media.
Yeah, I did get a couple questions because I do go to school in downtown, and downtown's pretty big. There's a lot of business people there, and I would list people sometimes whenever I wouldn't make my lunch and I had to go buy something. And I mean, some people didn't get back to me, but I mean, now they know about it.
Yeah, and I've heard stories of like people leaving a Blitz card on their fridge for like a year and finally calling that person and reaching out to them. Nobody has ever called me for me giving them a Blitz card, but I hope that it's just sitting on their fridge and maybe in another year or something they're going to call me. So a lot of blitzing what I do, and for those who like talk to people on a regular basis in person, if you see somebody, whether it's like a waitress or like a cashier, somebody who was like went out of their way to like make you smile or was like super nice to you, just be like, hey, I know this is crazy, but I think you would be a perfect fit for my team. Like, you were so super nice and went out of your way to like make me smile or something. I would love to help you make some extra money from your phone if that's something you're interested in. Can I give you my card? And they'll be like, yeah, give me your card. I'll be like, okay, here it is. Just get a hold of me. If you have a Facebook, do you have a Facebook? And they'll be like, yeah. I'll be like, do you have your phone? Like, I can add myself real quick and find myself, and we can chat that way or something. Like, try to get yourself on their Facebook. If not, if they're in a rush, just give them your card and have them contact you. But I don't blitz for the products anymore. The only time that happens is if I have a product on me. Like, when I went to the car dealership, the guy was going to ask, he gave me his card and he was going to get my information. I was like, I've actually got a business card I can just give you. It's got everything on it already. He's like, yeah, sure. And I whipped out my, not the Blitz card, but my little business card with my name and number on it. And he goes, huh, what's this? I was like, It Works. Have you heard of that with the wrap? And he goes, oh yeah, I have. And he goes, how's that going for you? And I'm like, really good. I've been doing it for 19 months and it keeps me home with my kids and et cetera. I don't think he had tried the products or anything. He didn't push it. But when I go in next time to the dealership, I'm bringing an energy drink with me. And I'm going to have an extra one for him to try. And I'm going to be like, here you go. And he's going to have all these people around him. And they're going to be like, hey, what are you drinking? And so I'm just, that's the only time I'm going to go like product with it is if I have something on hand. And then, people asking about it or giving it to them. But I'm just pretty much just trying to blitz for the business now. So I know you're really good at enrolling LCs. Like, you seem pretty good with that. So with the game plan we talked about, your focus is going to be distributors. So if you blitz people, try blitzing them just for the business and say, hey, I think you would be really good at this. Would you like it? Could you use a couple extra $100 from your phone? Like, if so, I'd love to help you. Here's my card.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try that now because I've only done it for like, I really don't say anything much, but like, hey, have you heard of It Works? Like, here you go.
Yeah.
I've been really bad with in-person blitzing.
For me, in person and in messages, I don't ever say It Works. I don't ever say the company. I don't know. I think for some people it's a turnoff. And, when people ask me, so like, what is it that you do? And like the script that I have, this So What I Do message, I never say It Works. And they literally probably, if they don't know what It Works is, I'm sure they've seen some of my product posts, but, they'll get it when they go to my website and they'll see it says It Works. I don't know. I don't ever say It Works. Have you heard of that crazy rap thing, or have you heard of it? The only reason I said, have you heard of It Works, was because that guy was like, what is this? Like, what's your card? It's the only reason I said that. But for most people, I don't. Just try. I mean, sometimes you have to answer. They're like, well, what company or what are your products? Then you can say, yeah, It Works. We have over, 40 health and wellness products, etc. So, yeah, I don't know. That's just personally what I do. It seems to do decent.
Yeah. Well, so I'm still pretty bad at it, but I'm learning new tricks as I go.
It's okay. And blitzing in person makes me super uncomfortable, and I'm just now doing it, and it's been 19 months. So, you're doing better than me. I've only passed out I was like a ninja blitzer and like leaving blitz cards like in bathrooms, and I assume every single one of those cards got thrown away, which is why I stopped doing it. So now I'm making sure I'm talking to somebody and getting it in their hand.
Yeah, I saw that. I experienced that firsthand whenever, because we've been going to this kind of kids haircut place for my son, and I think it was like before his second birthday, because she has sometimes flyers in the counter, and whenever we check out, we'll pay her and stuff. And the last time we went, there was like a stack of Blitz cards there with like somebody's information and her website and everything. And I was like, I don't know if that would be a good idea, because everyone's just gonna look at it like, it's passive. You're just gonna see it and go. They might not even take it, because it's just a stack of like flyers. Her stack of Blitz cards and like other business cards and stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think I would be able to or want to do that either.
Yeah, I assumed mine got thrown away. If I do leave them sometimes, what I did decide to do was I have my picture now with my label. So if they do pick it up, they'll see my face and maybe they'll feel more comfortable taking it. So this is what I put on my Blitz cards now. Just in case if I decide to leave it somewhere, at least somebody can look at my face and be like, huh, maybe I'd like to join her team and buy from her. Who knows? Nobody's called me yet, you guys, so don't take my advice on that. Okay. And Gabby, I skipped you. I don't know how I did that.
I had to get off. My daughter was screaming, so I just had to.
Okay. Maybe that's why I skipped you then. Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, not questions. I probably will think of one, but it's been really helpful, like this Zoom, because I hear like everybody else's questions, and I might think like I don't need it, but oh, okay, maybe I do because it's happened to me before, or it's something that I like blew off, like I was thinking about, and then I went back to it. Like what Anna said with the messages, when somebody messaged you and they say, do I know you? I used to follow Jay's advice and just ignore it. Like I would have one or two. I've only had one or two, but if I keep getting more, now I know not to ignore them and just like talk to them and start a conversation so they just don't think I'm weird or something.
Yeah. Well, like my way isn't the only way. Jade's way isn't the only way. How I look at it is she's never going to get an acceptance. Like if she just never answers them, they're not going to accept her. Has like 0% chance, in my opinion, of them accepting her. And for me, I've seen it happen where I told them, hey, you popped up on my suggested friends list, and they're like, oh, okay, cool. Facebook thinks we know each other, and they'll accept it. Or I use the one excuse. I don't use the excuse about my kids sometimes, because making it seem like it was an accident, they'll deny it. I just so happened that this one girl did accept it, and now she's a potential. But yeah, like give it a shot. You're just kind of opening the door a little bit and giving it a 50-50.
Yeah,
they can take it or leave it.
Yeah, I just started like not too long ago, started working off of Facebook again. So it really hadn't happened because Facebook is more personal than Instagram. And with Instagram, a lot of people they see your numbers and like, oh, okay, well, they're not spammy or they're not just like trying to increase their followers. So for me, it was easier for Instagram, and Facebook was kind of new. So I just like blew it off. And when the first person did it, I like didn't know what to respond. The second person did it, I just ignored it. And since then I haven't had anybody like question me or wonder who I am, since we have like mutual friends now. But I don't know, like for following up with distributors, I would say I've had a couple. One girl I know personally, we went to school together, and she started a job because they were in need of money. She had 2 boys back to back, and we had talked about the business before, and she's just scared that she won't know a lot of people, or a lot of people will tell her no. So that's how she started off with her mentality. And I don't want to push it on her or like tell her she needs this, or like I want her to see on her own, but I don't know how to follow up with her and just like not make it all about the business or make it feel awkward between us.
I mean, is she a mom? Like, does she have kids? Is there anything
she's
like?
A mom. Yeah, she's a mom. She has 2 kids. I mean, I guess she's still living with like her son's dad parents, I guess. So they don't have a place of their own. She just started working because they needed money, and she didn't want to start the business because she knew it was like something you had to build up with time. So I don't know how to like word it, like this is the perfect time for you to start, so you can start working on it now that you have like, I don't know, she would have a bigger market now that she's starting to know people off of work and stuff like that. So
can you just send me the screenshots?
Okay.
I think that would be easier. I seriously think I'm pretty intuitive in knowing what I need to say. So if I can read it, I think I can help you a little bit better with that. Specific.
Okay. Sounds good.
We'll do that. Okay, does anybody that's still on here have any questions? Nod your head, unmute yourself, comment in the text box. This was like way longer than I expected, but I felt like it was really good. Like getting through everybody's kind of weaknesses and struggles. Anna, I know you had your hand up at one point in time. Did you still have a question? It said, I don't know, my computer said you raised your hand. So I didn't know if you meant to do that or not. Okay, you guys, I think, let me go ahead and end this recording.